I have fallen in love with my life again. Life is fleeting. How do you want to spend your time? I am asking myself that question right now. If I died tomorrow, I would be so sad about how much time I spent on my phone on social media. And I realized this a couple days ago when TikTok was banned in the US for about 12 hours. The way I felt when TikTok went down genuinely scared me. And I had become entirely reliant on it. I knew then that whether or not TikTok came back online, I needed to make a change and I could not continue living my life this way. Looking at my weekly screen time genuinely makes me want to throw up a little bit. So here we go. Is that a joke? Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. Oh, but look at that, I'm down 14% from last week. That's embarrassing. Last week, I spent 22 hours on TikTok. That is almost a full day. That is out of control. That is out of control. 7 hours a day is 49 hours a week, which is 8 days a month and 106 days a year. So if I live to be 80 years old, that would mean between now and then, I would spend about 16 years of my life on my phone. Considering we spend a third of our time sleeping, another third of it working, and apparently I was spending the remaining third playing on my phone, I started to wonder how I was finding time to do anything else in my life. The truth was, I wasn't doing anything else. So I decided to block all social media off of my phone for 7 days. I'm allowing myself 15 minutes a day of watching Instagram stories to keep up with a handful of friends and my favorite creators. I can continue watching long-form YouTube videos, and I can create as much content as I want on any platform, but that's it. Okay, here we go. Let's do this, I guess. It's been approximately 1 hour since I started the challenge. I would normally sit down and have an afternoon snack and scroll on my phone, and obviously I can't scroll anything, so I'm just eating my snack in silence. This is gonna be a long week. Good morning. It's day 2. Yesterday was really tough. I was just super bored, honestly. Did a lot of scrolling through my emails and my camera roll. I feel like that's how you know when you're down bad, when you open your camera roll and start looking through it. Normally when I shower, get ready, and make my coffee, I have a podcast or a YouTube video playing in the background. This morning, I didn't. And I have to say it was kind of nice. It was kind of peaceful. I thought the first couple days were going to be really hard and that I wouldn't see any kind of positive results until later in the week, but honestly, day 2, I'm already feeling better. Anyway, things are going surprisingly well. It's near the end of day 2 and I feel fantastic, honestly. The thing that's the most surprising to me is that I don't miss TikTok like at all. It feels insane that I don't miss TikTok when I normally spend at least an hour, if not multiple hours a day on it. And now I'm honestly just feeling sad that I didn't try this sooner. But we are coming into what's kind of the harder part of the day for me, which is the evenings. I usually spend the evening like relaxing on the couch or laying in bed playing on my phone and scrolling social media. So that's when I tend to miss it the most. But I've been busy today running errands, working, and I haven't really even noticed not being able to use my phone or social media, and I just feel so much more energized but also relaxed at the same time. It's really weird. I think it's because I'm not so overstimulated all the time. You're probably gonna think that I'm lying, but I am being 100% honest when I say this has been so much easier than I could have ever imagined. I think the main reason is just how amazing I feel. I have felt so peaceful, relaxed, and calm going through my day-to-day, and I realized that a lot of my anxiety and just like tension has come from doom scrolling and my use of social media. This is gonna sound cheesy, but honestly, I wake up every morning excited for the day. I feel like I'm falling in love with my life again. I think I might have spoke too soon. It's day 5, and to be honest, I've been missing social media for the last day or two, especially when I'm laying in bed trying to fall asleep. I just am so used to scrolling to fall asleep that it's just been hard for me. But I did discover last night that it helps a lot to read. I mean, I've been trying to read before bed, but it's been more like a page or two most nights because I just want to go on my phone, honestly. But last night I actually read like 20 or 30 pages, and that did really help me fall asleep. It's almost like everyone's been right all along, and it's actually better just to not use a screen right before you go to bed. I actually started this book over a year ago, was never in the mood to read. I just would play on my phone at night instead of reading. Within the first week of starting this challenge, I had finished this book. That is definitely a positive. Are we like putting these up? I feel like my neck is too short for that. It didn't take long for me to realize just how bad scrolling was actually making me feel, but I realized that watching long-form YouTube videos doesn't make me feel like garbage, so I've swapped a lot of the time I used to spend scrolling for watching YouTube videos, and I'm honestly really, really loving it. It was really interesting this morning. So my boyfriend and I woke up early, and since we weren't working out today, we didn't really have anything to do. Normally I would probably just lay in bed and play on my phone with the extra time, or like lay on the couch and play on my phone, but since I don't have really anything to do on my phone, we actually just decided to bake a batch of protein muffins at like 7 a.m. which was like really funny, but honestly really nice and fun. And I think it's just one example of the fun things that can happen when you're not constantly filling every moment of boredom with social media usage. You know, you find time to do fun, interesting things that you wouldn't normally do. So it feels amazing to have like real shower thoughts again. If you're anything like me and you are constantly listening to something, playing something, trying to be hyper optimized and productive with every minute of your time, it may actually be more productive to give yourself a little bit of peace and quiet and time with your thoughts. I know, crazy idea, but I've also been baking a lot recently, and that's something I've told myself I didn't have time for years up until now. I've been finding it so meditative and fun and relaxing, and every week I'm so excited to pick out a new recipe. This past week, I made English muffins from scratch. They're massive. Absolute unit of an English muffin, and they're a little flat, but they taste delicious. I even have some sourdough starter going, so that's how you know things are getting serious. Alright, so it's not actually day 7, it's day 21. My week-long challenge has turned into a 3-week-long challenge because after the first week I was feeling so good, I thought, why not make it 2 weeks? 2 weeks turned to 3, and once again, I find myself addicted. But this time, I'm addicted to not scrolling social media. I'm not exaggerating when I say that this has absolutely changed my life. But I'm also gonna be honest because it hasn't been totally perfect, so here are the cons. I do really miss seeing what my friends and family and my favorite creators are up to, like the kind of original purpose of social media. And another thing, if I'm not scrolling, it's really hard to find new creators that I love, which is one of my favorite parts of using social media. So I do miss those things. But the pros list is much, much longer. So let's get into that. I feel so much less anxiety and dread. I feel more peaceful and more energized day to day. And it is not a subtle change. It is a substantial difference in how I'm feeling. I'm sleeping better. I feel like I'm mentally clearer. I feel like my focus is so much better because I'm not constantly reaching for my phone. I feel like I've had so many better ideas and so much more creativity in my work. My work just feels more fulfilling overall, and I honestly just am finding it a lot easier to stay engaged. The biggest thing, I feel like I have fallen in love with my life again. It sounds dramatic, but I really, truly mean it. I haven't checked it, but I think my screen time now is like 4-ish hours a day, which is still a lot, but it's a good start. And of all of that screen time, it's actually enriching my life. Now I'm watching content in a way that has a genuine positive impact on my life and doesn't send me into like hours and hours of doom scrolling. I use my phone to connect with people I love and people who watch my videos, who I also love. So for now, I've actually deleted all social media from my phone, except for a couple of apps that I use to actually create. And I've also set an automatic focus mode that silences notifications from all social media until 5 p.m. That way, when I'm in the working part of my day where I want to be focused and present, I'm not getting distracted by notifications. We have to talk about the elephant in the room. What does this mean for me as a creator? And that's a good question. I don't know if I have the answer yet, and it's really tricky. For now, here's my plan. I'm gonna keep creating content I love that I hope will leave a positive impact on those watching, because that's all I've ever wanted. I've wanted to create content that leaves you better than you were before you found it. At the end of the day, I love social media, and I think it's an amazing place to learn, get inspired, connect with people from all over the world, but there's a very fine line between using it to enrich your life, which I think it certainly can, and letting it take over your life. So yeah, I think the TikTok ban was one of the best things to ever happen to me, because I feel like this has genuinely changed the trajectory of my life. I spent years watching videos exactly like this one, but managing to convince myself that I shouldn't delete social media for whatever reason. And I would venture to guess this isn't the first time that you watching have considered deleting your social media. If that voice in the back of your head is telling you that you should try it, please listen. Even if it's just for a couple of days or a week, it could really change your life. And if you really hate it that much or miss it that much, you can always re-download it and go back. But have you talked to a single person who's ever quit social media and said it wasn't hugely positive in their life? So my final question for you, what are you waiting for? I really hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to subscribe. I upload new videos every week, and I will see you next time.